It's 3 to hit the button, but a slot behind a 4090.
To fill in the rest of the missing frames.
All right, it says we're live, but
I see nothing. Lies.
We are live.
Yeah, we should be live.
Hey, people. Hi.
Hey, guys.
We're live.
How's everyone doing? Y'all doing good? Hopefully so, because today is Tuesday, and that means it's Real Deal Burritos, whatever you guys are eating for dinner day. So we got some shout-outs, guys. We got a fantastic panel, and as always, thank you guys for joining us. Seriously, you make the show go, and if not for you, we'd all be living at Forte's house. And I'm not sure why, but that's just what would be happening. Also,
I got a lot of space.
Say what? You got a what?
I got a lot of space, and I got a tent outside for some people too.
Oh no, we'd just be living like outside on the driveway. You know,
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to you.
But again, guys, Forte, we're not going to this shit right now. Stop it, okay?
Well,
we're doing intros.
Hey, listen, you started. I was about to say
I'd like an invite.
I'd like an invite and everything, so you could draw on the
anyway, I'm being serious. I'm doing intros. So yeah, guys, again, hit the like button, share it out. We do appreciate you. Thank you very much for powering the show. And as always, let us know your thoughts as we go through these topics. And it's good to have Tim Dog back, man. So speaking of Tim Dog, another week, another RDX.
Yeah, happy to be here. You know, the last couple of weeks I was dog sitting. I was at a different location. Didn't have internet. I didn't want to do me and the dealer decided not to do it from the phone because we've had shitty technical issues. We didn't want it to sound like shit. We both agreed. But I'm back here. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, and you know, a lot of things going on. So it should be a good show. Thanks for everyone for showing up, and let's get going.
Oh, shit. See Gaz in the chat. See All Might in the chat. See Jim, Thiz Pain. We got Boss Mod, Lethal Papa. We got Face 23, Brooklyn, New York. We got a super chat. Remember, we'll get to that, as well as all the fantastic people in the chat, channel members, all that stuff. Zalker, how you been, buddy? Another week, another show.
Doing good, man. I'm glad to be here. We have a lot of topics. You know, you only paid me $4,000 and I declined to come here, so fuck you, you cheap piece of shit.
And I made $7 million off.
I wanted $18 million in insects. But yeah, no, I mean, there's actually like pretty damn good topics considering everything that's going on in the gaming industry. 30 FPS, all this fucking shit that's going down. New consoles might be coming out, mid-gen refreshes. It's like, holy shit, like everything just started coming out like out of nowhere. So there's a lot to talk about here and I'm excited for it. And honestly, for the first time, there's a lot of games coming out. So I'm happy that there's just games that we can fucking play. Like you're looking at it right now, Plague's Tale looks insane. Gotham Knights is about to drop. Call of Duty's campaign's going to drop, I think, in a couple days. There's a lot, man. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and two, there's been some weird shit going on. I think I'm in some kind of beta version of the YouTube dashboard for the creators or something, and the live stream stuff has been switched around on me. So I finally figured that out thanks to Forte. And now, you know, I found the button. It's a completely different spot. But again, we'll have the kind of chat room going before the show next week and get things back to normal. And once more, just bear with me as I figure out how to use my hands. D-Batch, brother, another week, another show.
Yeah, man, it's good to be here. I gotta say, I'm excited for this week's show. I feel an epic rant coming on. We got some really good topics, and as usual, Sony is scummy.
All right,
Platinum Games is scummy.
Hey, we've also got Forte, man. Thanks for coming in. Fonz, last minute, he couldn't make it. He had to stay at work, which is unfortunate. But you know, we got somebody who looks and sounds just like Fonz. Forte, how are you?
Oh Lord, looks and sounds. So that's a tall task right there, man. That man is handsome, and I can't live up to it.
You have to shrink down to 4'6".
Let's not get that far. I don't know.
Listen,
handsome.
man.
For both of you motherfuckers.
Handsome man. Well, listen, man. Well, first of all,
yeah,
I am very happy with the way I look.
All right,
but
all right. You're supposed
to just roll with
here. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Well, listen. I'm just happy to be here with you, man. You know, for the limited time that I am, I'm happy to be here. I'm just waiting for you to send me the official application for this show so you can stop playing around with me.
I'm waiting for you to hurry the fuck up so I can get along with the damn topics, Forte.
Well, hurry the heck up. You don't want that 20 minutes late.
All right, yeah, you're right. You're right.
I like it.
I got to give some shout outs to the patrons, the shout out tier guys. Fierce Fuzz, Hargeet, Boba Fett Gaming. We've also got Reluctant Dodo, Nerdy Meathead, Dub Mobile, Ruben Almighty, Dave Incubus. We've also got Ricky Fallon, Fault Lines, Not Silik, Bad Boy Live, Achievement, Nano Polymath, Zordon, Costanza, KY Bob, Goose84, Two Strike, Alifas, Assassin Lupa, Foreign Object, Gab Quiz, Teo, John Blue, Real Deal Neil, Suicide King, Tastes Genie, Michael Bowen, Guillermo Cavillo, All Might, and Dark CMF, as well as Alfonso Hogan. Shout out to you guys. You guys are amazing. And once more, we're doing giveaways here soon for patrons. So if you're interested, check that out. Link down below. There's been some stuff going on lately. Microsoft got the lawyers out. The lawyer said, "Bitch, you lying." Sony are apparently, they're not happy. There's been some lawyery stuff going on. I'm not a lawyer, but I do know that we can read the things that they say. And apparently there was, Microsoft weren't happy with some of the claims Sony were making, right, Zalker?
Yeah, there's actually a lot, man. Like they're not only going into Sony's saying this, like that. They're saying, well, the practices that Sony are using are actually predatory on everything. That they are the market leader and have shown that they're the market leader by hiking the price up of their console, hiking the price up of their games, hiking the price up of everything they've been doing without fear of losing the marketplace. And then they went a step further. They said the percentage of players on PlayStation playing on Call of Duty, even if all of those people left PlayStation to go to Xbox because of Call of Duty, they would still be the market leader.
Mm-hmm. And how weird that they would use that as an example at all when, there's obviously plans to move the game around or do something different in the future. But this is obviously regarding the Activision thing, right?
There's more than this. There's now active, public stuff that's come out that Sony has prevented Call of Duty from going day and date on Game Pass for several years. So even if the deal goes through, the deal that they signed with Activision has prevented it. So for the next few years, we might not, everybody was saying, oh, I'm going to wait for Call of Duty next year. Apparently there's little stuff in there that prevents it for several years from going in there.
So Resident Evil 8, they have a contract with Activision with the Call of Duty games, and they, even when the deal goes through, everyone waiting out there in the cold, they're not going to be able to get it?
Let me read the tweet. Let me read the documentation because I got it up right here.
Sony tweets it out. Just blocked Call of Duty from Game Pass, LOL.
So intent to honor all. This is what Phil Spencer said, right? Intent to honor all existing agreements upon acquisition of Activision Blizzard. The agreement between Activision Blizzard and Sony includes restrictions on the ability of Activision Blizzard to place Call of Duty titles on Game Pass for a number of years. That is exactly what it says in the documentation that is public that has been going around with the CMA. That is, and everybody was talking about Call of Duty dropping there. I'm not sure about the old ones. I doubt it's the old ones. I'm sure we'll get the older ones that go on Game Pass. But any new Call of Duty, if you're expecting it to jump on Game Pass day and date, it's looking like that might not happen at all.
Yeah, not for some time, especially.
Yeah.
Right? That does suck because I know a lot of people that were saying, I'll just play that when it hits Game Pass. Let us know if you're one of those people that were waiting for some of these games to hit Game Pass. And by the way, Phase 23...
outside of Fonz.
Brooklyn... Yeah, we already know. We already know that one. Brooklyn, New York, shout out to you, buddy. He says, I love that gamers united around 30 FPS. He's talking about Twitter, some of the outrage there. We'll talk more about that going forward. Psychonauts, by the way, he says, shout out to everyone on the panel. He says in the chat, it's a nice show running. Yeah, 60 FPS. It's not, but it is, right? This game plays, obviously, Plague's Tale, Requiem, and parts of this game run at 60 and parts don't. From my experience, I've been playing it for a few weeks, on and off. And I don't know what that new patch has done to it yet. I think today or yesterday was the first day that it's been out. Let me know if you have played it, though, how stable or unstable
it puts it at 40 to 45 on the PS5 and Xbox Series X, and then it puts it at, I think, the same frame rate on the Series S or a little lower, but at obviously lower resolution. It was a 47 gig patch. You basically had to just re-download the game again. From what I was seeing, I had to re-download it on the PC again or the Xbox app again on PC. So yeah, I mean, they just basically made you re-download the whole entire game. So pre-downloading it was worthless. It was great.
Yeah. By the way, one last one here. We got Assassin. He says, nice to see everyone on tonight. He says, how do we feel about the Call of Duty deal being blocked, from Game Pass, like you just said? Again, it is, it's something that Sony they've been pretty aggressive with, man. They're making Capcom sign these things. I mean, how come nobody, if this were Microsoft, and you gotta use this example because this has happened where, 10 years ago or in the past, Microsoft had certain clauses in contracts that developers don't like, and it only takes the littlest thing to get people pissed off. But Sony can literally restrict a game from coming to millions of people for no additional cost, right? Cost Microsoft, we're already subscribed. Why aren't people talking about this in a more negative light, Tim Dog?
I think a lot of people are seeing the truth of what's this whole entire situation that's been going on has made Sony look incredibly bad. As far as the CMA take, Jez wrote an article today, on Windows Central if you get an
An
opportunity.
opinion piece. So,
Yeah, yeah. It's nothing factual. Well, it's just his opinion, but
That's
it's
guided by obviously things that he might know. Right?
Yeah, but it's just a good read. It just talks how, the CMA like their whole entire argument against this is kind of laughable if you read it. It says that Xbox promised that these games would be on with Bethesda. That they promised and went back on it. They never said that. If you guys remember, we were all up in the air. It was a case-to-case basis. A lot of stuff that weren't based in fact by CMA that was pushed out. Whereas with Xbox's rebuttal, it just basically obliterates CMA's argument. It shows facts. It shows numbers. It shows actual facts, not just opinions. So for me, I really do feel like CMA was influenced, at least in the first phase, by Sony, because they have no idea. We've known that these regulatory bodies have a really hard time understanding tech, but and especially when it comes to video games, it's like double whammy. CMA, I really coming off as just very questionable. I really do have trepidation thinking that they are going to block no matter what, because the way that first one went, and if you read it, it just sounds like basically a Sony document, and it doesn't recognize anything that Sony does. Like Xbox lawyers said, they mentioned Sony 55 times, and they only mentioned a consumer 10 times. So
Wow.
CMA looks absolutely like shit to me.
they didn't even just do that. They didn't even mention Bethesda games that are still staying on the PlayStation.
Yeah,
they didn't mention that at all. Like the Fallout 76s, they didn't mention Minecraft. They didn't mention any game where Xbox was like, yeah, we're going to keep them there. They didn't mention any of that Xbox has done and gone out of their way to keep on other platforms.
Yeah. And two, you said it at the beginning, Sony are the ones who have raised the price of their consoles in every market but the biggest, right? The one where they're already doing well in, right? Sony are the ones who raised the price of their games. Sony, I mean, they are the ones being more aggressive and anti-consumer in that way. Not, I'm not saying in general. I'm just saying in that way, if you want to look at it, they already lead the market. They're already raising their prices. This is, it doesn't look good, man. It's kind of like the CMA is smoking crack. I don't know. That's
well, you'll hope that if they want to save face, come a little more prepared in the phase 2 of it. And that's supposedly the idea is that they put out the arguments first and then they really go into investigation. But if you do into investigation, like Microsoft said, it's clear Xbox doesn't have any kind of hold on being a market leader. Their numbers are not even great by many standards if you consider what you're talking about in the UK, and that's why, like they said, they could raise the prices because they have such a firm lead, and they know they could get away with it. So if it comes to consumers and they want to do their job, they have to do a full investigation. I'm thinking they will, because I just can't see it that way.
I mean, they'll just sue the shit out of them.
That's
literally what Facebook did, right? And won. That's literally what a lot of people have done within it, like tech, is that they'll just sue after blocking it and then maybe have it go through. Like, I mean, Microsoft went out of their way to be like, we are last place in console gaming. We are 7th place in PC and nowhere in mobile game distribution. Like, they literally said that to the CMA.
Yeah.
And it's like, Microsoft, like CMA thinks, but the thing that the CMA is worried about is they think that the Microsoft has an advantage in cloud gaming with Windows plus the Azure, which Microsoft says we actually don't.
I think
we don't have an advantage. Like, no, they're saying they don't because streaming isn't there.
Who cares if they do? Like, this is not. I mean, fucking Sony have had an advantage so much so that they're raising the prices of everything, and they dominate by a pretty wide margin. Forte. Quickly on the CMA stuff, did you have anything you wanted to add to this particular topic?
No, man, it's just, in general, it's super disingenuous to it just seems like they're just taking one side of the conversation and just running with it, especially in an era where over the last decade and beyond. All of the things that they spit out about what Microsoft is doing, Sony has done tenfold, like especially ever since 2013, talking about the unfair advantage that it could have, when it comes to like monopoly on, like you said, the crowd gaming side of it, putting the game in Game Pass and stuff. And we already see that the documents said that can't even happen over the course of probably the rest of this generation. We don't know how long that's going to go for. It's just very interesting to see that, the part of PlayStation that did so well last generation, that's the part of the CMA that they're having the biggest trouble with right now when it comes to all of these different back and forth that they're having. And is it
odd to you that they happen to sign this Call of Duty? Who knows? I mean, again, you said potentially for the rest of this generation. Is it odd to you that they signed that or had them or made them? What the hell did they give them to sign that, for one? And is it odd to you? It's almost like they saw something like this coming. It had to be very, very recent.
Well, we saw this. Well, we did this deal. Supposedly was 2 years ago when they restructured the deal with Call of Duty, which happened to be right around the time that MLB and stuff fell through the cracks. And we even said that stuff like this was going to happen. It's like all this is going to do is make Sony tighten up their their contracts when it comes to stuff like that, so that stuff won't fall through. You see stuff like you see Resident Evil when it comes to 8. You see now you hear with Call of Duty. So there's going to be other games that's going to have this type of stipulation put onto it. And this is all stemmed from what happened to them 2 years ago when MLB showed up in Game Pass and they literally had the floor taken out from under them. And they didn't like that.
They was hurt, Forte. They still are.
They were hurt about a game that they don't have any control over when it comes to the publishing rights, and they don't want to see that happen again.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. They definitely want to lock that stuff down. Resident Evil was only like 10 or 12 months, I think. But Call of Duty being potentially years and years, that's big, man. That really is big.
That is big. That's bigger than most people think. Like getting all these games. Like I know they wanted. We always said this is like number one, the mobile, right? Like because they get King, and then number two is PC because of Blizzard and all that. But Call of Duty, if it's not able to jump on Game Pass day and date for the next, call it 3 years, even if the deal is done.
2024 is the end.
Until 2024, then that just kind of sucks.
Or like after 2024, the deal ends. Well, I don't know how that would work. So
it'd be 2025 until the next Call of Duty, right? 2025.
But is it written that it can't be on Game Pass?
Yes, specifically for it says on that documentation, it's a number of years that Call of Duty cannot be on Game Pass.
Now it's worth noting they're not having a Call of Duty next year. So the next one they will have is 2024, and then 2025. After that, we may be looking at something there. By the way, Zach, if you want to queue some of these up, but I do have one from Phase 23 Brooklyn. This is good news. The Callisto Protocol team actually just they actually just said some stuff, but they said I don't know if he's being legitimate on this. We might have to actually Google this, but he's saying that they would love to inform you that they will be shipping.
They tweeted that.
Okay, so
they tweeted that.
They say that we want to tell you we're coming out on December 2nd. And we will have a 60 FPS performance mode, and that is a direct shot at Gotham Knights. He says he loves the Shade. Throne.
Yeah, thrown at Gotham Knights. I canceled my pre-order.
Yeah, there was some type of rumor today it was coming out in February or something. I saw that today.
Yeah, there was a rumor that it might get delayed, but they tweeted saying that it's coming out December 2nd and that it's going to have a 60 FPS performance mode, which is hilarious.
Hey, shout out to JD Gamer as well. He just dropped a $100 super chat. He's over here bugging you, Forte. But Zachary, there are a few. If you want to catch us up real quick, let me
catch us all up because we're getting a bunch. So we got Phase 23 Brooklyn says, "I love the gamers united on Twitter about 30 FPS. 30 FPS is garbage."
Thanks.
Glad you're there. We got Psychonauts, a member for 28 months. Shout out to everyone on the panel. In the chat, is tonight's show running at 60 FPS? Asking for a friend that likes potatoes.
It is, but on a game that doesn't run at 60 FPS.
Yeah,
very often. I've seen it hit it before inside of a building.
Inside of a building.
So how's everyone feeling about that Sony and ABK deal that prevents COD coming to Game Pass? We just found out. Nice to see everyone tonight. Yeah, that we just talked about that.
That's crazy.
Phase 23 Brooklyn. You already said this one. Risk It. He says the CMA block cat can only tell the CMA to go back and reinvestigate removing faulty processes from the first. Courts cannot roll back a CMA decision. No, they got to go back and basically prove that they did something incorrectly, and that's how they will sue. So I'm sure they'd find a way if it does get blocked, but who knows? They might not be able to do it.
Yeah.
We got Danny Passion Official. So happy to be selling my PS5 tomorrow. Dealer, read this. Fire. Dealer didn't read it. I read it.
But you want real fire, thumbs up? Yeah, I get it.
Thumbs up.
Gotcha.
We got JD Gamer with 100. Hey, Forte Boo Boo. Good to see you on RDX. With that said, let's get messy. Sony is on some weak, let's sneak and hide my 20-year market dominance crap. Sony's going to get what they gave to Sega, and that's what they're scared of. Big bank take little bank always. Bye-bye, Sony.
Yo, shout out to JD, man. He was at my job yesterday. We were having this conversation talking about this exact thing, and he said he was gonna come through and drop a haymaker. And shout out to you for doing it, bro. I appreciate you.
Shout out to you, JD. Appreciate you, man. And in your comment though, which I feel like he's dead on, like Sony are for the first time in over a decade, they are legitimately frightened of their dominance for the future, I think.
They're definitely on the back foot. I just want to touch a little bit on this. I know we're getting out of it, but Sony's, I want to drop an F-bomb, but I won't. Sony, they're just out to freaking lunch, man. First of all, I don't think anybody should be taking them serious. I don't understand how these groups are taking them serious when they look at Sony's track record. Just now we're finding out that Call of Duty is locked. Like even if Microsoft were to buy the deal, apparently they're going to have to honor it and not be able to put it on their own damn fucking platform. And that's just ridiculous. Sony has the most exclusive practices on any platform. How could you be taking what they say seriously? And furthermore, if this gets blocked or if it goes that way, it's going to be bad news for Sony, because I do believe the rumors and I do believe the stuff that Microsoft will go hard. And let me tell you, Microsoft has money. And I don't think Sony has the same type of lawyers that Microsoft can afford. And I think that the deal will eventually go through. And I think at that point, it's going to be spitefulness on Microsoft's part. And I think it's going to be a worse situation for Sony. Sony, like I said on last week's show, they need to compete. They need to figure out something where they can compete with this. If they got to buy another studio, if they got to offer a service similar to Game Pass, whatever. But the practices that they're doing right now to block this deal is disgusting. Like I even read an article that they're gonna stop their own show from showcasing their own products on their own show because of this damn deal.
I'm snitching.
Like what the hell is that? Like, oh, we don't want to show Call of Duty on our platform because we don't know if it's going to be there in 2 years. Like what are we doing here? And why people support this and don't call Sony out for this blatant bullshit tactic? Like, come on, man.
I'm telling you,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, they literally ran and told mom. Right?
Emperor has no clothes.
They ran and told mom, and it's just a bitch move. It's always a bitch move to run and tell mom. I would say that I've never seen them like this, where they are literally running off and trying to get somebody in trouble, so they don't get what they want. And it shows you the power of this Call of Duty deal. It really does. Havoc says, by the way, Sony did the same thing to Zenith back in the day. Did they buy Zenith or did they try? What do you mean? I don't know the history there, but that's interesting. This isn't their first rodeo, guys. They've been around for a little while doing this type of shit. Shout out to Hargeet, by the way, and only on Xbox. David VGS Fonz is in the chat. By the way, he's stuck at work, like you said earlier. He will be here next week, though, and we miss him. And then we got Dead Proof and so many others in the chat. Thank you guys for rocking out with us, guys. Hit the like button. Tell everybody we're live. It's RDX Tuesday nights. And I think, for the most part, all the technical stuff and the weird stuff with, live stream browsing or the live stream launching and all that stuff is kind of done. We got it all good to go. Drawn TJ says, hi, dealer and panel. Then we got Dark CMF, $20 super chat that says, Gotham Knights pre-ordered, canceled, 30 FPS. Yeah, he says it's a PlayStation deal marketing. Yeah, that would be savage. What would you do if you found out that 30 FPS was PlayStation marketing tactics? Well, it can't be because PlayStation's stuck at 30 as well. And apparently Gotham Knights is doing shit that we've never seen before. It's also got to be the best looking game ever. They're blaming it on a co-op tethering system, at least partly, a big part of it, the primary thing they mentioned. This doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I play games with no tether. And when you have a host on a console, right, like Halo Infinite, that actually consumes memory. If you don't have a tether, who's hosting? Is there no host? That means you're consuming no memory on either system. Anyone got any answers for me? I'm lost.
It's trash.
It's trash.
Listen, I don't think that they're purposely doing it. It probably might not be the most optimized game. Also, the fact that it's absolutely gorgeous. There's a lot running on. But the real takeaway for me is the way that this has been approached by gamers. And take note, Microsoft and Sony, because gamers are clearly at the point where they want 60 frames per second, or they're even threatening to leave the console itself. So I don't know in the future if this is going to be a common thing. I think Starfield will be 30 frames per second, but I could see a performance mode. But gamers more or less they could care less. Remember when the resolution talk was going? Gamers are like, "F it, give me."
People are pissed.
1080p. Yeah.
There was no excuse for this shit. This game is not doing anything different from any other fucking game that we've ever heard of or seen. It doesn't look better than most of the games that look the best, right? Those top 10 games you could think of. It's not in there. The tethering system, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. And in fact, I promise you there will be a performance mode for this game after launch if it's not there at launch. And they will find a fucking way like they always do. Like we get this shit from developers with like Valhalla. Launched, they 30 frames. Oh, Uproar, 60 frames magically. No 60 FPS mode on Valhalla with Series S. Oh, there it is a month later. Dying Light, boom. Hey, let's add it. We can't do it. It's GPU bottleneck. We heard all the same shit. And guess what? We ain't falling for it. All right?
I think them just saying that they're bullshit, like them saying like everything like, oh, it can't be done. That's all bullshit. It can't be done. The problem that they're running into is they don't got time until launch. That's it. Like it's all about time. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
It is time.
And now it's all about them lying. And that's why people are pissed.
That's the point. Everybody's just saying what they want to say about it. Everybody's trying to do that and say like, oh, it's the tethering or it's this. It's like, no, you just made decisions at the back end of what's happening and you didn't have enough time to basically
they all look like
optimize
idiots.
it.
And all the developers, I don't care. Like people don't call developers out. I'll do it because I'm not stupid. I know what the fuck can be done on the hardware. And if you're telling me a game can't do 60 FPS, you're full of shit. Especially if you're using tethering as your excuse. There is no tethering unless it's some fucking crazy, just revolutionary tethering system. You should be using less resources if there's no tethering. Or if you expanded the tethering range to the whole map, that's different. They're like, I don't know if you would do that through a dedicated server or any of that bullshit, but I'm just saying that's usually RAM related stuff, and there's plenty of room on the CPU and GPU to get. Well, I mean,
let's be real. If it is a RAM issue, then the Series S is going to have problems.
Then just like other games, you get 30 on Series S or something else, and you don't.
I know, but that's what I'm trying to say. Is that, like, it still needs to optimize it.
I looked into this thoroughly, and the minimum specs to get 1080p, 60 FPS on PC is about the equivalent to the Xbox Series S.
What is it?
So.
CPU.
I believe it's an RX CPU. It's like I think it's a 50. It's
how many cores? How many threads?
It's like a 6-core 12 thread.
Oh, okay. So that's 4 less threads than Series S. Does it require an SSD to run D-Batch?
No, it does not. So,
how weird. The PC is holding that back, huh?
Basically, let's just take them at face value, and let's say the gameplay is somehow locked to the frame rate and it's going to screw co-op. Okay, if you can't get the Series S to a constant 60 FPS, which I believe is bullshit, they can, but let's just say they can't. You lock it at 30 FPS and you lock all the Series S owners together and they play the game co-op at 30 FPS. For Xbox Series X, for the PlayStation 5, you lock it at 1440p, 60 FPS, and you lock the co-op at that level.
But it's got no tether, D-Batch.
But the point, the minimum recommended high settings at 60 FPS for 1080p for that game for Gotham Knights is a Ryzen 5 5600X, and then the GPU is an RTX 2070.
Yeah.
So you need a 2070 to get 1080p 60 FPS.
Yeah.
We know the Series S isn't as powerful as the 2070.
And again, we're not talking about just Series S. We're talking about them locking it to 30 FPS on a Series X and a PS5.
Yep. So there's no way that they can't get that game running at 60 FPS. If they have to toggle down some of the damn settings or use a dynamic resolution or use the other tools that are available like FSR.
FSR, there you go.
Oh, they can get it running at 60 FPS. They choose not to get it running at 60 FPS because they're prioritizing 4K. Now,
D-Batch, how much is that game on PC?
How much does it cost on PC?
$60.
So it's $10 less dollars. You get $10.
Yeah.
Okay, you get fucked for $10 more on console. The Series S has 4 more threads on the CPU than the minimum on, or the recommended even on the PC, right? Or was that the minimum? Even the minimum, it doesn't matter. Point is, Series S is higher there. The streaming, the storage device is higher. So we know it's not a game design thing, right?
So
it's a GPU.
I think it's definitely the GPU and the memory.
Yeah,
it's the memory and the GPU.
Yeah.
That's the two things that I think Xbox needs to, because right now, like there's something going on, because this isn't the first developer. This is multiple developers complaining about the Series
And guess what?
S.
Those came back and patched
I'm
your
just
game,
saying
didn't
Xbox needs to do something. Xbox needs to do something about it. If other developers are talking about it, they need to either optimize it or do something.
We just had a developer on Twitter that wasn't even working on the game, fucking bitching about it, Zalker. I mean,
what I'm saying is that, like,
when it
that
comes
makes
to
me
Series
side-eye
S
that
and
shit.
you're talking about these developers, look at what they've said, which is the lie detector, right? The test, the action is really the lie detector. What they've done is completely different from what they said. They said we can't do it. It's GPU restricted to Series S. A fucking week later, 2 weeks, a month later, it's patched to 60 FPS. So it's like someone's lying, because they're literally going against what they're saying.
We already admitted that they're lying.
Exactly. So,
but what I'm saying is that we need to make it easier.
How?
Xbox needs to make it easier for them to optimize it at launch. That's on Xbox.
No,
Like,
it's nothing to do with that. If the Series S is the problem, it's already locked at 30 FPS right now. So you keep it locked at 30 FPS.
Mm-hmm.
You keep the co-op players that are at 30 FPS locked to the Series S.
Yep.
You have like I said, you have the Series X, the PlayStation 5 running at 1440p, 60 FPS. Let them do the co-op there, and then if you want to do 4K 30, then you go do co-op with 4K 30. It is freaking capable of doing it. Now they're gonna have to make some concessions, and I don't think they want to make those concessions because they want that spicy 4K, and they think that 30 FPS is okay in 2022. And to be honest with you guys, it's gamers. Gamers, you have the power here. You're the ones that have to say, you know what, this is not acceptable. We're not going to take this shit. And you have to go to Twitter. You got to post shit all over the place and make noise, and then they'll change it. Then they'll make it a priority.
So what you're saying is that they're going to just...
I've seen a few... Hold on a second. I've seen a few people today on Twitter saying, oh, it's okay. It's 4K 30. I'll play it at 4K 30. No, that is not acceptable.
Yeah.
It's just not.
So you're basically saying they're going to go for visual, like they've always been, like the 30 frames.
That's not what they've
visual.
always done.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Gamers
Gamers need to not go for that. You're saying gamers need to be like, no, it's 60 or death.
What D is saying is you should ask for what your hardware is capable of doing, and I can't go against that. I mean, we know what's in it. We know how much it costs. We bought a $500 version for a reason. We've said it for years. We've been talking about this lower SKU model since 2018. It's common sense to have differing frame rates, resolutions on a lower tier model, just like every other developer's done. That, for some reason, and this is kind of the story, they're not deciding to do that. And it's one of the most boneheaded, weird moves. And it's frustrating because I've been kind of looking forward to this game more as it's gotten closer, looking at this 16-minute gameplay, and, no one will ever mow you again. That's true, -5 points, but the rest of it I can handle. And now I'm like, fuck, I don't even think I'm going to play this shit until they patch it, which they will. It will have a 60 FPS option. And every developer out there talking shit, you're going to look stupid.
I think what Tim said is correct.
I don't know.
I think what Tim said.
Let's start Zalker and then we'll go to Tim.
I think if what Tim said is correct, that if we don't start seeing 60, if Starfield's not 60, 60 and next year, all this stuff, because right now a lot of the next gen only games have been at 30. And that's just fucking weird.
Which one?
Like even medium was 30.
Yeah, which it's
running
two
I'm just saying, like a lot of them were.
Which one though?
A lot of them, even this one, Plague's Tale 2. It's like all these games are starting to be 30. So like at some point we got to sit there and, like Tim said, it needs to be the gamers, and like D said, that some people are going to PC. I already know 2 people that are console only are playing these games on PC.
Colt Eastwood's moving to PC. Everybody, he said he's playing Plague's Tale and Gotham Knights there.
He is. And so when you sit there and you like think about that, like a lot of people that are hardcore and that, just like, there's got to be something different. There's got to be something going on. And so I think that it is gamers, just like the free Xbox Live. Like I think gamers need to be the ones that do it. They're the ones that be like, no, we want 60, and that's the way it should be.
Now, I'm just more upset that we don't have options. Like this this was the one thing that I always told people when this generation started. I was like, this generation isn't going to be defined by graphical fidelity, the overall look of a game. It's going to be defined by the performance that you get when you get to your console. You know, we've been a PC. People that's been on PC knew what this was like a long time ago, and it's great to see gamers finally get the opportunity to see what 60 frames per second looks like in a game. And now that you have these $500 boxes underneath your TV, you should expect that.
Yeah.
You should at least expect the option. The fact that they're like, I don't care if they give you a 4K 30 option where they want to give you all the bells and whistles and they want to say we want to have 6,000 rats on the screen. I don't care. That's fine. If you want to have that be, if you want that to be an option because you want that to be an immersive thing that people feel, that's fine. But what's the difference between having 5,000 rats and 2,000 rats or 100 or 1,000 rats on the screen so you can hit a higher frame rate for people that want that experience? The fact that we're not getting that option is the problem.
It's way worse than that, Forte, because it's not even a visual thing. They're not giving us any real reason why. They're talking about a fucking tether, which you may not even play the game and co-op at all.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's the worst part.
No,
Single
I
player
want to say
should
one more
have this
thing,
option.
too. You got to say one more thing regarding this game. Not only are they not giving you a real reason, for some reason, you may not play it in multiplayer at all, so that's a completely useless reason to have it at 30. On top of you not even leveraging the fucking boxes to begin with, you're not using RDNA 2 features. What? Yeah. And you're supposed to be a next-gen only game. There's no reason not to use the next-gen features, at least some of them. There's so much more that they could do. And I just feel like you're going to pass off 30 FPS. You know, other games have been fun, even at 1080p, even not optimized well, like Dying Light when it first came out. Now it's like 40, 60, but at launch, 1080, 60, it was more than playable. It looked pretty good, but they should give us an option. I think it's really, really stupid, and I'm not going to run off to PC because I'm not getting something I want on console. I know it can come to console. I know there's no real reason it can't, so I'm going to fucking bitch about it because I don't want this to start happening to more games. It's lazy.
You know, but
I want to say this before.
No, go ahead.
I just want to say this before Tim says something. Seeing some of the games come out lately, the next generation games, I'm just going to be honest here. I do think it's going to be a situation where true next generation games, especially when Unreal Engine 5 games really hit, I don't think we're going to be seeing 4K 60 in those games. I think we're going to be seeing 4K 30, and like I said, they should have an option for.
It's all reconstructed anyway, D. All of it.
So. I don't want to jump ahead of some of our other topics because it'll lead to that, but some things are going to have to change because some of these new engines are demanding. Because a Plague's Tale on PC.
Is D-Badge like roboting to everybody? Is it just
yes,
me?
he's like
he just.
So a Plague's what he's trying to say is that a Plague's Tale on PC, even with the 3090 with DLSS. Is that it's still running at 60 to 70 frames. Mm-hmm. That's with everything maxed out, 4K, and that's with a 3090.
And let
everything
me tell you,
else
though,
is
that's
really
not
low.
because the game looks that. It's fucking optimization.
Of course.
You got to optimize your damn engine better. It's not like Plague's Tale looks better than anything else on the console. That's why it runs like this, right? No. Right. It's just not a well-optimized engine right now. It's their own bespoke engine, I do believe. And, you've got to get people in there and optimize this stuff better, but there's plenty of capability here on top of these optimization features like BRS, on top of reconstruction. There's so many layers of things you could do to get things to run better, and it's just a case of, hey, we didn't even fucking bother to reconstruct it or do anything really. Fuck it. You gotta kind of keep up in that regard, I guess, but I don't know.
Yeah. Danny Passion just said that he's building my first PC after owning my Steam Deck. Yes.
Steam Deck.
Awesome.
Let us know how much you like the Steam Deck.
Hey, man, PC's becoming a bigger and bigger option for people now, and
Definitely. I think it's been an option though, man. There's just some people like me. I don't want to play on PC. I never will. Don't like it. Don't prefer it.
And now with Microsoft releasing so many games on PC and Sony jumping to the party, like the Uncharted Legacy Collection that came out, it's getting good reviews on PC. The optimization is good, and you like. The beauty of PC is that you can pay for the performance that you want. So if you want top tier performance, you don't have to worry about anything. Yeah, you can pay a lot of money. I think consoles are a good alternative just for the price of entry. And these next generation consoles, they're no slouches. Like we have an 8-core, 16-thread CPU in these consoles. We have a very capable GPU. And like I said before, yeah, some of the new the pure next generation games won't reach 4K 60, but you have the option to do 1440p. You have the option to do dynamic scaling. You have the option to use FSR. Use the damn tools. I just don't get it. Like PC games are coming out. They're using FSR. There's so many games on PC with FSR. Why are the consoles that need it the most, why are these developers not implementing it?
It's not just developers. It's got to be something with them too, man. Like the people providing it, because every game can run Xbox and them. It's not because the fucking Steam Deck runs FSR on every single game. Yeah. Like you can put on every single thing and you can run it. So it's got to be something with Sony and it's got to be something with Xbox. They need to fucking figure something out. Like they need to do it.
Yeah, they will.
It's not just the developers.
They will. But again, that stuff does need to be used more, and I'm sure it will take a little bit of time. But
Steam Deck is working. It's a gateway drug. Fucking Hargate.
Thing is that Gotham Knights doesn't need FSR to hit the 60 FPS. That's again, they're still not using the shit. So there's so many options. Don't tell us it's a fucking tether. We're annoyed because you're lying to us and you're getting a bunch of people to speak up that aren't even working on the game, spreading a bunch of bullshit about
God.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't want to stay on this topic too much longer. We got to give a shout out to over 1,000 people watching live, guys. Thanks for joining us every Tuesday right here. Of course, let us know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll get to some of the super chats here in a second, guys. But hit the like button. Tell everybody we're live. We do appreciate you. You make the show what it is, which is just a bunch of people talking about stuff. But yeah, Zucker, go ahead and catch these up real quick, man.
Well, let me. Well, before you take off, they about to take off.
Oh shit!
I gotta go. Well, you started like 45 minutes late.
It was 25 or 35.
No, you're good. Just send me an invite. Whenever I come back, I'll be back home on Monday. So if you want me here next week, I'm here.
If you have any technical issues, just jump back on.
Oh, well, you might. You never know. YouTube is a thing. But I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Keep doing what y'all doing. And definitely I will be back next week if Diller, just send me the application, bro. Send me the application. I'm there.
I'll send you the application.
See, y'all, I said it live on RDX so everybody knows that Forte wants the application.
You're making it awkward. Just go, Forte. Good luck.
Bye. Love you.
All right.
Love you guys. See you.
Let him hang. So we got Drawn TJ says, hi, Dealer and panel. Hi, Drawn. We got Darksea of Memphis Gotham Knights pre-order canceled. 30 FPS is some PlayStation deal making king of trash. Hit the like button, chat. Damn. We got KY Bob, member for 36 months. Gotham Knights will be so filmic. It really will. We got Face 23, the thought on devs defending 40 FPS and shutting on the Series S console.
That is weird.
Shitting. Yeah, it is. We got Hargi Chani saying, so I can have 24 players at 120 FPS in Halo. I can get 128 players at 60 FPS in Battlefield 2042. But, 2 players in Gotham Knights, 30 FPS.
It's that damn tether.
We got Garuda Intruda. He says, a return to 30 FPS games, constant delays, games broken at launch, cross-gen lingering too long. Ugh. It feels like the generation hasn't even fucking started.
Facts.
You didn't say the fucking. I added that. We got Hectic World. He says, on PC, it has options to raise or lower resolution, so no excuse. I am PC, forget console. God damn. We got Danny Passion Official building my first PC. I said that, and then we got Steam Deck is working. It's a gateway drug from Hargeet.
Is that true, Zachary?
That Steam Deck's the gateway drug? Hell yeah, it is. I just beat like 3 games on that fucking thing, and I beat Days Gone on PC, and then I've been playing fucking games on Xbox with Dante's Inferno on back and pat. It's insane. Steam Deck is a really good piece of fucking hardware, man, and it has an amazing software attached to it. Like, it's kind of insane that you can take these games with you anywhere and just play them at like 60 FPS, and it just feels and looks really good. And you throw FSR if you have anything, do some stuff in the background, and you can run pretty much anything at like 40 to 60 FPS on that thing. I'm telling you, man, that a lot of people have played it. I know a lot of people that had Switches, especially coworkers, that don't even touch their Switch anymore because the Steam Deck just took over everything. They've announced that they've shipped over 1 million already, and that that was with all those delays and shit. So now they finally don't have delays. Now they don't have delays, and they're just like, when you order them, you get them in a few weeks. And then because of that, they went back to being like, oh, we need 2 more weeks because they ordered so many. Like, that thing's going to be fucking killing it. Like, it's a gateway. It really is.
Yeah,
I gotta get that.
I'm just reading.
I got you. It's amazing, dude.
I'm reading a massage here.
It's okay. You take your time.
Hey, by the way, Gaming Forte, yeah, he was only able to stay for an hour. We started like 25 minutes late. So if somebody else wants to join in, let me know. I'll be checking the Discord. Somebody from the Bench Squad or Bushido, Umbra, any of you guys, Risk It, whoever. Hargeet. And obviously, guys, thanks for letting us know your thoughts on some of this stuff. We know a lot of people.
There's a lot of people in the thing, man. There's a lot of people in the chat saying that they have switched from console to PC. Like I'm
bunch
surprised.
of traitorous fucks.
You motherfuckers.
You like what you like, man. A lot of people, they think they like a certain thing, and they just haven't tried out other things, right? And you could take that however you want, and you don't have to pause.
Or you like
it.
everything, man. You could just like all of it and just enjoy what it is. You don't got to be like, I'm only this. Like, you don't got to be like some of those people that are like, this is why I left Xbox for PlayStation. Like, who gives a fuck, you weirdo? Just fucking play where you want to play.
I don't care where people play. You already know where I stand with all that stuff. It's just I like what I like, and I want 60 FPS on a game I know can do 60 FPS. There's no excuse in the world that they could give me that would prevent me from knowing that game can hit 60, and that's why there will be a patch for Gotham Knights before or after launch. They will give you that option.
I think the patch comes in like January, February. Something. Like I think that's what I think, because I think like when it launches, right? Like they're gonna have to do all this shit, optimize it, get it ready, like whatever, like fix bugs, and then the holiday season hits, and then they're not gonna be working. That's me. Hargeet just joined. Unmute his bitch ass.
Oh, Hargeet. All right, we got Hargeet. Umber said he would join, but he's not able to join at the moment. Let me get to this. The stupid messages pop up on Discord. Did you know about this? I'm trying to fucking see stuff. Got it. It like pops up right over the chat panel here. So I got Hargeet in here. Thank you very much, sir.
Steam Deck runs. Danny Patcher says Steam Deck runs Wolfenstein 800p 60 FPS and ultra settings.
Yeah. How old's that game?
I don't even fucking know.
That's
still pretty fucking sick.
He's like 5 or 6 years old at 800p, boy. Hey, Steam Deck is cool. Like, I'm not taking nothing away from that, but I'm not going to go and run to I think the compatibility and the portability is interesting, but you're never going to go to Steam Deck for visual fidelity. Never.
No, you're not going to Steam Deck to like plug to your TV, man. Like I've never done that. I use it because I work a lot and I've been going into the office a lot more. So I'll just use it there, like on my lunch break for like 30, 40 minutes.
That's his strength. That's what you talk about and brag about. Like, you don't pull a marketing tactic like they tried to do with it and say, it's got as powerful as Series X per pixel. Yeah, per pixel.
No, they never do that. It's about just like, and honestly, it's the Proton. Like, running old games that don't work on Windows anymore, they work there. So there's little things like that sets it apart. That's what I'm saying. Like, you remember the Saboteur? Colt was like yelling that he couldn't start it. You can start that on the Steam Deck. Like, you just start it. Like, you can just, because the Linux, it's Linux based, right?
Brisket says I would have gotten too passionate about FSR. Shout out to Boba. Boba, we've been building builds in 2K and finding that magical build that doesn't miss a wide open layup. And obviously, guys, again, let us know your thoughts. We're going through these topics. Let me get back to my topics page here. But shout out to Nano and Lethal Papa for sending me a lot of information, articles, stuff here recently, especially. You guys are awesome. Thanks for everything that you guys do. And all the mods in the chat, you guys are amazing as well. I'm almost done stalling. But yes, we've talked about the CMA stuff. We've talked about the Gotham Knights stuff. Did we talk about Platinum Games? Now, there's a dispute going on right now, right? The lead actress of Helena or whatever the fuck. I don't play Bayonetta.
Not the lead actress anymore.
She was the lead, but then she said they only offered to pay her $4,000. And they've made, she said, before merchandise, close to $450 million off the franchise. And I don't know what quite to believe there. But now, Platinum are saying they offered her $4,000 to $7,000 a session. There was like 5 of them total, I think. And she's denying that outright. And there's a big dispute going on there. So, I mean, when's mom and dad going to stop arguing, Tim?
I mean, to be quite honest with you, man, this whole thing is fucking annoying because the ladies, like, boycott the game, which throws every developer that, like, worked on the game under the bus, and it's like, what the fuck? Some of these people didn't even talk to you, and you're like fucking with them professionally. And then on top of it, it comes out now, Jason Schreier and a bunch of other people have confirmed that she was offered more, and she's like, it's a lie. And then to throw more shit on this shit sandwich, the Platinum guy comes out and starts calling gamers insects or some shit, right? And then he's like, he started blocking people. He's like, if you don't reply to me in Japanese, and if you reply to me in English, you're blocked. And he was like a fucking piece of shit on top of it. The Platinum Games guy.
Maya.
Hideki?
Hideki Kamiya.
Yeah, well,
Maya.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
He's a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, he's always been a piece of shit.
Is he like a nationalist or something?
No,
Who
like,
knows what the fuck
I
it is?
remember he's so weird. Like he says this, you know, he says if you, you know, address me without, like, this is like 6 years ago. If you address me without, you know, proper whatever, he made some type of. You know, ultimatum up, and he actually started mass blocking people because
they speak English.
Yeah, well, that was the latest one. But he like, I mean, I should maybe say this, but he actually had blocked Phil, and like Phil didn't even know, like, if it was.
He's
a
like,
joke
he speaks
or not.
English.
You know, so like the guy's a weirdo.
He made rules of like how you reply to him. It's like, who the fuck are you?
Here's my rule. I'm gonna go block that fuckface right now. Fuck him.
Right? Yeah. No, but he.
Hey, how about this rule? Make a game when you get paid
Make
for it.
Make a good game and stop making games on other people's time and then releasing other pieces of shit while you're working on Scalebound. How about that?
Yeah. That's the other thing. I agree with Zucker. She shouldn't have said boycott, and you know, obviously she's angry. I kind of feel like they probably did lowball her. Because she
wanted $100,000.
I don't know if that's true.
Well, no, Jason Schreier has confirmed that.
Well, it is Jason Schreier, though. He told us all PS5 games were PS5 only.
I don't know. That she says that I can't see her saying that.
So Jason's saying that she wanted $100,000. She's denying it.
She claimed that. Yeah, she denied it outright. So they're just playing their games. But you know, I listened to her plea, and I don't know. For me, my gut, I think she's telling the truth. I know how Platinum has been. I know the type of shit what was the rumors that they were doing, saying that they were going out on mental health breaks for Scalebound, and then they would drive down the road and make the other game that was that came into like real like shady shit, and that was on Microsoft because they didn't have anybody overseeing that.
They did release 8 other games while they were making Scalebound.
Right. Yeah. So, you know, it's just unfortunate, but the whole thing is that I don't agree with boycotting the game. I think that's a little extreme, but I do believe that she should get a fair shake. And you know, I don't think Platinum Games is the most straightforward company either. So
no, I never played. I don't really play Bayonetta. Are there a lot of voice lines in it? Is it super heavy on cutscenes and mocap? No, okay. So.
I don't think so, but I'm not invested in that game. Like I don't know. Like she's saying that they made this much money, but Bayonetta didn't sell that well. Like
it did not.
Didn't.
Hardy, you sound like you're coming in through a school intercom, sir.
Am I? I'm sorry. Is it better now?
When's lunch?
When's recess, bitch?
I think you're probably on your secondary mic.
No,
maybe.
I
Hold
mean,
on, let me check.
And then she hasn't worked on anything since 2014.
Because they won't give her $100,000.
Like she was asking for $100,000 in royalties. That's what Jason Schreier and a couple people have confirmed. That's what she's wanted, and she's like, it's lies.
Yeah.
It's like lying ass bitches.
But I can't see her asking with a straight face.
I don't know. She sounded real fancy. She might. Give me $100,000.
That's way. You know,
but
I would say I had 4,000 is absolutely ridiculous, and 100,000. I would think somewhere in the middle is where you can think it's fair. Like
now I don't know. Maybe she is lying though, because she said they only offered her 4,000, and 4,000 for a role like that. You know, it does seem low even for Platinum to offer somebody. And they would at least tackle on some pack of cookies or some shit. I don't know. Like they would give her something else as well. But maybe she's, she's. Oh shit! Hang on. I think. Are we having issues right now?
No.
I'm making sure. I got a warning.
No.
I got a warning.
No, we're not. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I got a warning on YouTube.
Yeah,
Okay.
she was offered $4,000 and a free Scalebound when it releases. So
well, I mean, honestly, the worst thing about this whole thing is that
talk. Damn.
I can't even hear him.
What?
Can you hear me?
Now you're better. Now he's better.
Yeah. Is that better?
So rude, Zach.
Yes.
Yeah, good. Okay. So essentially, like, look, Gaz actually brought up a video of her talking. It was the audio of it in the Colts show yesterday, and she was going over how many lines she had and how much work she had for Bayonetta 2, and it was a total of 16 hours. That's how much she worked. Okay,
100,000
and they
right
offered
there.
her 15 grand, and it's going to be very similar. This is a Nintendo game, folks.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a lot of lines. Okay, it's going to be cutscenes, and that's it. So it's probably like at most a week of work. Okay, and she wanted 100 grand for a week of work. Good God.
I think it's funny that she's to me. I don't know. I'm not on anybody's side. One, the guy from Platinum can just go fuck himself, and two, I think the girl asking for whatever she's asking for is kind of insane. So I think just both parties look like shit. Like to me, like that's what I think. I think it's bad. One, she kind of just exiled herself out of the goddamn like gaming world. She's not going to get any voice acting jobs, at least to me, because she's telling people not to buy games. Like that's a bad thing to do.
Yeah, that's a red flag.
That's a red flag.
Yeah,
It's
she
like,
shouldn't. She shouldn't get that petty with it. But
yeah, she's like boycott it. It's like cool, dude. How about fucking Greg,
Like-
who's just working on it, for like 50 hours a week, who's just trying to. It's like, what the fuck are we doing?
yeah, I mean, even without that, like, because to be honest, most people don't care about people they don't know like that. It's just a weird thing to just ask somebody to do. It's not going to work, and it kind of looks petty. But what doesn't look petty is RDX Son of Fed. He says Halo Winter Update Overview is tomorrow. He can't wait. What do you think's going to be in that, Fed? Let us know in the chat. Hopefully, there's some pictures of co-op or something. Something. Some videos.
Gotham Knights, forever.
Danny Passion. I think you already got this actually. Wolfenstein. Yeah, you did get that. And
yeah,
then
I did. I got
Page
that one.
23, Brooklyn, New York says breaking news: Microsoft just revealed how many consoles numbers they had. Xbox One and Series consoles combined for 67 million.
Yep.
I don't know if that's brand new or if that's older.
Yep. Yeah, it just came out. I posted it in the chat here. So
Because they're battling Sony, basically saying like we have 67 million consoles. They have 150 million consoles out there.
I like how
So
it takes all this shit to get Xbox to fucking talk about some numbers.
Yeah, I have it right here. PlayStation's installed base of consoles, 151.4 million in 2021, is more than double the size of Xbox's 63.7 million in 2021.
Yep.
Damn, they really want that Activision Blizzard there. They're like, look, we fucking suck. Just give it to us.
Chat, let us know if it is buffering or anything. I'm still getting the warning. We had a drop off there, so I'm thinking some people probably did get some buffering going on. But again, let us know your thoughts about this whole Bayonetta 3 thing going around. Platinum Games don't got a good reputation when it comes to this stuff. And then you got the creative director of the studio or whatever, Hideki, who's a fuckface, saying that if you speak English, I'm blocking you and all kinds of weird shit that I know that he probably shouldn't be getting away with, but he is for some reason. And then, who do you believe? Hell, the voice actress or Platinum Games? Let us know down below. I should have did a poll on that.
Fucking neither of them.
Yeah, they say they offered to pay her per trip. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of odd. We talked about Gotham Knights, Xbox Elite Design Labs. They revealed that today. They are they're giving the option to customize your Elite controllers. Finally, starting today, you'll actually be able to personalize Elite Series 2 controllers with Xbox Design Labs. That's actually a thing, and I think that's actually pretty cool. But when can I get a custom console through Design Labs? We've been talking about that for years.
That'd be insane if you could do a custom console. I like the custom controller. I've had every single Elite Series controller. I've had the first one, then the grips came off, and then the second one, people were having like drift issues and like the bumpers were messing up. So I stopped using it because I got the Halo one, and I just wanted to have it like in pristine condition. So I just kind of have it here in the room as like a design thing. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's because I play Rocket League a lot, and I just go through a lot of controllers, and I fuck shit up because I get so intense. I don't know. Like, who knows, man?
No, it's
like,
not
I try
you.
to take care of
It's
myself.
not you. Like, my right bumper on my Elite 2 went out, and I hadn't used it super heavily, honestly. And Boba, the other night, he was talking about his Halo Edition one. His right bumper is going out on it. I'm like, what the fuck is it with these bumpers, man?
Damn it.
My Gears 5, which Lethal Papa, shout out to the homie. Lethal Papa, my brother, sent me the Gears 5 custom controller, the blue and gray one. That's fucking awesome, and that bumper broke on it. So I just with the Elite Series, I was like, you know what? I really like this Halo one. I'm gonna keep it for emergencies in case my controller breaks and I have to wait a couple days or a week to get one. So I just have it there, just as a design piece, and I really like it. I feel like those Elite controllers are sick.
You have it there as a design piece?
I just have it on my desk, man. It's just sitting here. It looks hella cool. Like I just have it here in my room as a
the thing
design
with-
thing.
So let us know if your Elite controller has issues, chat. If you got yours from the one, the bumper came from the bad bumper emporium. I don't know where the fuck they're getting these from, but a lot of the bumpers are going bad. But the core controllers, right? Those are apparently better built. That's one of the improvements. And I guess time will tell. They said that about the Elite too. Go ahead, D.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
No, I was gonna say the thing with the Elite controller is you can't really drop them. I dropped one before, and then the bumper was kind of clicky. And my Elite version 2, it was perfectly fine. Of course, got kids around the house. It fell on the ground, and it's fine, but I can feel it a little bit clicky. And I understand what Zocker's saying, because my Halo one, I use that one sparingly because I don't want it to break. I think if you handle them normally, they're good, but they are a little bit delicate. So if you are playing rough and you're getting into your game and you're really smacking it,
yeah.
Listen, this is for the most competitive of gamers, D-Batch. Like Noof said it perfectly. Bumpers that can't take a bump. I mean, if you're gonna drop the fucking controller, it's inevitable, and you're also gonna watch the damn sticks and D-pad fly across the room, which sucks. But it's gonna happen at least once.
Where is it?
Yeah. So
Sometimes I've lost my D-pad.
use it sparingly, or tie a rope around the shit and then maybe put it around your wrist. I don't know, so don't hit the floor. But that's kind of silly. They should have engineered it a bit better, and they've proven that by saying, hey, the core is built better.
They need to stand behind their product and offer a better warranty, because the warranty on those controllers, let's just be honest, it's not long. It's not good, man. Like, I think maybe they extended it to a year, but I think initially it wasn't. It was like something like 2-3 months or something like that for the warranty on that controller. And you're spending so much money on it to have very little warranty. Stand behind your product.
I mean, you said you think, though. Is that what they did or not?
Yeah, it is a 1 year.
Has it been that way from the beginning?
No,
I don't think so. I think it was like 90 days or something like that.
90
Yeah.
days. Fuck.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, that's not. That wasn't good. You're right,
Yeah.
D-Batch.
So stand behind your product, and if you notice that there's an issue with it, do the exchange on it. That's why I missed the Microsoft Store, because the Microsoft Store was pretty gracious like that. That if you brought it in and it was a little bit out of warranty, they would take a look at it and say, he's only a month, or he's only like 2 months out of warranty. We'll replace it for you.
That's why they shut those shits down. Like, the content is money. Fuck out of here. They did, bro. Like, be real. Like, even Best Buy would do the same thing, man. Like, I had a warranty on my 4-year-old TV, and at 3.5 years it broke, and they gave me a TV that was worth double what I paid for the other one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying.
Hey, let us know how much does it cost to do an Elite 2 in Design Labs? Anyone know?
I think it comes out to 150 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's 150.
That's the core without the buttons, right?
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
the paddles and all that. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
But that's actually not that bad.
Not unacceptable, I suppose.
No.
But
I suppose.
I suppose. There
You
are
fucking weirdo.
there's new games on Game Pass. Obviously, Plague's Tale Requiem, right? You're seeing that on the screen right now. We've also got Waldick Scorn, the game. That game is interesting. Persona 5 comes out on the 21st. I'm not, it's been years, and I heard people bitching about not getting Persona, or people using it and weaponizing it, right, against the platform. And I don't hear nobody talking about this fucking game now.
Which one?
I got what I want, so I don't care
Persona.
now.
Well, I'm gonna try it. So
Yeah, I'll give it a try too.
Let us know in the chat if you're going to try it.
A Plague's Tale, though, I was really blown away by the presentation of that game. The graphics are truly next gen. The lighting, man, I love everything about the game. I'm only in the first level, so of course I got to get a lot deeper into the game. But I'm really digging it so far, and just the visuals alone. And yeah, I'm playing it on PC, but I've also seen it on the console. And I have it downloaded for the console. I'll play it there too. It looks fantastic on the console. It's just obviously
The only
frame rate's
place
a
it
little bit
doesn't
lower.
debatch is when you're about to get hacked with one of those axes. It looks like someone jumped out of a 360 game, with the animations.
Yeah,
but that's
yeah,
about
that
it. That's the
animation.
weak spot, really.
Yeah. Yeah, you know how many times I got murked in the beginning? I was like, oh, because I kind of just want to go around and murk people. I'm like, oh shoot, he's coming at me. I can't do anything. I just get killed. I gotta hide.
You got to get some upgrades, and then you can start shanking them and stuff. But yeah, it's definitely not a bad game at all. It's giving you more freedom and more options to use lighting as your weapon this time around. You could do it in the last, but it's more so this time. And obviously, you can be a little bit more tactical about how you're sneaking around. Rats are a damn problem. But I'm just figuring out why everyone doesn't have like a hat with a fucking torch on it. I mean, seems like a really easy problem to negate, you know?
Say a hat with a torch on it.
A fire hat. You see
In
them
the
in the games all
medieval
the time.
ages, where like one burn will kill you, like he just gets burned on his cheek, dies from infection 3 days later.
It's better than these damn rats, man. Sometimes you can run across, you can juke across like little sections where they're at, and one of them will latch into your leg and drag your ass back into the shadows, man. It's this are strong rats, but yeah. Hargy, have you
I
played?
like how they
played
just like in
Plague
the
Tale yet?
middle of the game, or like at the beginning of the game, they replace Hugo with this like random dude that you just hang out with and played with.
He's not
It's like
random.
this kid. Who was the kid?
Did you have your story muted?
I mean,
play
I
it?
had it. He was there. I played in the castle with him, and I was like, cool. And then he
Oh
just
my
like
God, you
Hugo's
didn't
like,
listen
I'm
to the
gonna go to
story.
sleep. I totally did.
You're lying.
That was in the beginning too. Jeez.
Yeah, that was in the beginning.
It
Hey,
wasn't
Hargy, have you played it yet?
Yeah. Not yet. No. I'm going to set up my PC because I'm not going to play it at the low frame rates.
Well, I mean, doesn't VRR benefit this game quite a bit, though? Because I noticed it. I went in the other room, and it was being
Yeah.
played on a C9 with VRR. I'm running through a capture card, so I don't have that on. But the VRR,
Okay.
it looked really, really smooth in the other room.
Let me
Okay, and
let me
so-
just address.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead,
Sorry.
Neil.
No, he
Go
asked
ahead,
you a
Dean.
question. I'll answer afterwards. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. I was just going to ask. So is it higher than 30? I mean, is it doing some sort of like 40-ish, and then it kind of goes up to VR with VRR?
I've seen it hit a smooth 60 inside of certain areas, even with no VRR. And I don't know
Okay.
where they're testing the game, but I have seen it. But I went in the other room,
So-
and in areas where it looked 30-ish to me, in here on a capture card, it was smooth. Like it looked really, really good in the other room with VRR.
So this is the thing I was talking about earlier, and Zocker can attest to this. On the Steam Deck, when you have it at 40 FPS, it is so much more of a perceived smoothness over the 30 FPS. So what's happening for you in the game is that, at that point it might be 40, might be 45, and it's like fluctuating there. But because you have VRR on,
I know how
it's
VRR
so-
works, D-Batch. I'm asking you.
Okay,
I'm saying, like, since Hargy's booting it up on his PC, wouldn't he still like be able to look really pretty smooth at 45 FPS here and there if you got VRR or something like FreeSync or G-Sync right on the PC? You're going to play it on PC anyway, Hargy, because of the 60 lock, or
No, if
Well,
it's
it's gonna be higher
45,
than
I'll do
60,
the Xbox.
You'll get Hargy, you have a 3090. You'll get 60, 70 frames at ultra 4K. You'll
with
be fine.
DLSS
I
and
get-
ray
I
With
tracing?
DLSS balanced on, even or quality on.
with quality, I get 80 frames,
Oh, chat,
and then
kill me.
sometimes it'll dip down to like 60. So it's really freaking smooth, man.
Well,
It's
Chad, let
really
us know where you're playing it. Are you going to be playing it with Ver on or Ver off? And of course, have you played Plague's Tale? Scorn is
Ver?
another one. It's called Ver. Scorn is another one that we've kind of delved into. Zucker couldn't figure out the first puzzle, but I got it, and I can tell you there was
Oh,
another
I
one after
figured
that
it
that I
out.
gave
I
up.
know what the puzzle was.
I didn't
Stay
give up on
awake, bitch.
The puzzle
was
is
the
stay
puzzle.
awake.
That's the puzzle. Stay awake.
Hey, shut up! I love that game.
Hey,
I
I want
was
to ask
so
Tim about it
bored.
because Tim actually beat Scorn.
Yeah.
And what were your thoughts about the wall dicks and everything you saw on there?
What?
Yeah.
To be honest, the game, I didn't think the game. I thought, listen, we know we always make fun of my gamer score or whatever because if I don't like a game, I don't play it. So
Yeah.
I will play it and just throw it away. So I have bought games and done that many times, but I've played this game, and for whatever reason, the atmosphere, the sound design,
Spear to
just
the chest.
just the graphics overall and the concept really I took to it. And now listen, I said this is a game not for everyone. It's very slow, it's monotonous, there's a lot of things that you could say are wrong with it, like combat, but I like where they went with it. It's very weird. The graphics are good. Sound design is top tier. It's very atmospheric, and it has a tremendous amount of gore. So that's right off turns people off, certain people off right from the get go. It isn't scary, so if you think it's scary, it's not. There's no scary parts of it. It's just the idea of waking up and just being thrown into that. I guess, kind of spoke to me. Like, I just felt like, what would I do in this world? And it kind of immersed me.
Puzzles.
And I hate puzzles, but I actually feel like the puzzles in this game were pretty good, and interesting. So for me, I gave it an 8.5. I think it's gonna have a small amount of people that really love the game, like a cult classic in the making.
How long is it?
But it's probably 5 hours, I would say. For me, it took me much longer because I got caught up in certain places. I played about 10 hours, 12 hours. So one part of the game, I thought I was in a glitch where I was like, "There's something wrong. I don't know what." I killed everything, and I thought I covered every inch of real estate with it, or game design in the game, but I missed a spot. I kept missing it. Once I got that, it went much faster. I would say I wasted about 2 hours just running around in Act 4. But honestly,
Sounds like Scorn.
The ending really caught. I love the ending. I love what it was about, or what they, what, at least my interpretation of what they were trying to say.
How many guns? How many guns were in the game, Tim? Tell something exciting.
There is a total of 3 guns.
Oh, can you at least use all 3 at the same time? One in each hand, one with your foot.
Two one time, and then because you morph into something, you only can use the one.
Oh,
and that's a grenade launcher. But I don't want to give away too much. But listen, it's the hallmark of Game Pass and its variety. This game for sure is not for everyone, but for a weirdo like myself, it is. I like scary movies. I like gore. I like that, just and believe me, there's a lot of gore in this. So if you are not a fan of gore, I know Crusader, or my friend, he was like, "Don't even talk about it. It's gross." But I recommend it. But I know from other people on the panel, it's not their cup of tea.
like I mean, I am just not as far as you. That's why I'm asking you. I've gotten like maybe 30, 40 minutes in, and I had to leave, and I came back and just fell back into 2K again like an idiot. But I do plan on playing more of it for sure. I'm like, I don't know how many chapters I am in A Plague's Tale, but I've got a good little chunk of this already done. And that's saying something, because I'm really hooked on this new 2K City stuff.
You have a long way to go on Plague Tale, dude.
It depends on how many of the achievements popped, because they weren't popping.
No, I think you're on Act like 4 or something. Got there's like 17.
No, I should be past Act 9.
Maybe.
So like I said, the achievements weren't popping. I was playing other games, or I would just be in the other room and an achievement would pop. It was weird. I don't know if it's because I played it early or what, but I guess we'll see. I have no idea. I do like Plague's Tale though. Plague's Tale is good so far. I like it more than the last one for sure. I wish I could use VRR though.
What are you using? What is the game? Because I see you playing 2K all the time. What is the city mode exactly? Because I'm going to try it out.
It's hard to explain, but a lot of people think it's just a basketball game, but it's an online basketball RPG, MMO RPG, and you go into the city. There's courts everywhere. You can go play official NBA games with the teams that you were drafted by, or you can go around and play park, right, which is where people are playing random people or with squads, or you can go to rec, which is more of a kind of sanctioned type of mode. You wouldn't know it because I never get any fucking fouls, but again, to be able to run off and do that stuff, it's a connected city of real people with their real mind players that are created. And it's interesting, man. You meet a lot of fuck faces, and
Ace Out Gaming says Ace Out Gaming says dealer other games means NBA 2K.
I played more games than Ace Out has ever played. He knows that. And shout out to him. I think he was dying on the Scorn conversation because it is a bit slow when it starts, but once you get into it, I know what Tim Dog's talking about. You start to kind of get some of these guns, and eventually you apparently transform into something, right?
Yes.
Spoilers.
Yes.
Now that makes me want to play it more, though. So I'm glad you said that. Yeah. Now Zalker, I don't know about him.
It's definitely I would love to talk to the Ebb Software or their people, because I do feel like there is a lot of meaning to the game. I do feel like there's a lot of hidden underlying stuff. So I would love to hear what they would say, the creative director, because it had me thinking, especially just certain things, like how your hands are sewn, your lower portion of your hand. Well, you have 4 arms, but your lower arms are sewn into your
ass?
skin. No, into your skin, and that's weird because that's an actual it's a medical procedure that people do. They sew people's, like, if you really bash your hand or something, they sew it into your abdominal, or let's say you, like, your nose was completely ripped apart or whatever, and they actually take your scalp and they go over your nose, and you stay like that for an elongated period of time, and it bolsters the healing like 10 times, because when they undo it, it actually, like, if you search it up, you can see it. It's actually amazing, the healing process. So it has stuff like that.
I'm lost right now.
No, I know it's very deep, but that's why I'm saying with the Ebb Software, with their creative director, for me it had me a lot of questions. So that's what I like about him.
Did he type "read my rules" to you when you talked to him the first time?
Yeah, he blocked me.
Son of Fit, by the way, he says Forge maps and game modes will be talked about tomorrow he says that would be insane. So maybe that's what they're talking about with the Halo update thing. I don't know. But again, let us know.
Update, yeah,
the winter update. Let us. It's
30
better than the
too.
fappening or whatever the fuck the last one was called. Let us know if you played Scorn or Plague's Tale, and Persona 5 if you're going to play that on the 21st. There's a number of other little games in there as well, but these are the most notable ones to me. So, of course, like an idiot, that's the ones I decided to write down. PS5 Pro and new Xbox Series consoles being worked on, according to new rumor, T3.com. They say Sony and Microsoft have reportedly sent dev kits for new consoles. I don't buy this shit right now. I just don't. Unless it's
one of the guys that leaked it has
Slim or
gotten a
something
lot
like
of
that.
shit right. So one of the guys that was leaking it basically has gotten a lot of shit right before. So that's why a lot of like WCCF Tech, whatever, and a bunch of other websites are reporting it and saying that this might be true. That it's probably the kits are going to go out at the end of this year, so December or January, February of next year. And then they're lining up all the timelines. Like usually when the dev kits go out, that means that the console that they're putting the dev kits out is about 2 years away.
I just don't buy it. They're not using the consoles we have now. They're not.
I know. And if it does happen, I'm gonna fucking lose my shit. I'm gonna get so irritated.
I know this is going to piss a lot of people off, but I'm telling you right now, there's going to definitely be a mid-gen refresh.
And you're talking about one with like substantially more power that is a different class.
They're going to have to. They're going to have to.
They don't have to. They have to fucking start using the hardware we have is what they got.
It's unfortunate that they're not using the hardware that we have, and it's going to coexist alongside it. But
Microsoft are not in the business. They don't want to just build hardware to build hardware.
So maybe Microsoft's not going to do it. Maybe Sony's going to do it, but it's going to happen.
Well, this source is saying both. So
they're saying both. They're saying
logic because if one's going to do it, the other's going to do it. And I don't know if it's a popular thing. Maybe they don't want to do it. But I'm telling you, when these Unreal Engine games hit, when the just next generation games hit, consoles are not going to be doing 4K 60. They're going to be doing...
We never expected them to. I mean, I literally videos years and years ago talking about it's not about resolution anymore. You can fake that shit. So, I mean,
but it's going to be an option though. It's the current generation stuff is going to run alongside it just fine. It's going to be an option.
I don't know, but if this happens, these developers, they can't even handle a Series S that they don't feel like optimizing for. What are they going to do? It was just full of mental breakdowns on Twitter over having to fucking optimize for a third system or a second system.
The thing with the Series S that I think in the future will happen, and this is just me, guessing, spitballing out here. I think that the Series S in the future will become like a streaming box. I think they have the option to just make that a streaming console because you didn't buy any physical media for it.
D-batch, quit it.
They could do it.
I think you're way ahead. I think you're way ahead.
Yeah.
I do think that what you're saying could happen, but.
It's already a streaming box like the Xbox One. You can stream games on it.
But I'm saying like it would. In theory, this is just in theory. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. Just my thinking here, right? In theory, they could use the cloud to assist it, and it could play keep it current.
Or they could just
via
use the
cloud.
fucking FSR.
That way gamers that bought that system don't feel left out. It's an option that they could do.
Yeah, in the future, definitely. They're doing it with the Xbox One now, you know? So.
I just think that what's going to come next, and it's obvious, is shrinking of these consoles. PlayStation 5 is absolutely humongous. Definitely needs to be, taken down in size. And what's going to come with that is just, maybe them going 6 nanometer and shrinking it, because that's what I feel is next. I think that this generation is like last generation. It got off to a start and it just started to boom. Like after 2 years, everything was next gen only. There was no question. This year, this generation's way behind, and a part of that's COVID. Other parts are just like we're speaking, like FSR should be implemented on everything by now, you would think, but it isn't. And there's a lot of things that they aren't utilizing. Direct storage. How much do we talk about that pre-console?
Yep. They're not using anything, Tim.
They use that supposedly on Scorn. But the fact of the matter is that there's still there's a lot of juice they probably get out of these systems. I don't see a mid-gen refresh this generation, because I figure why in the middle of it do that when if you really want for 2028 or whatever, 2029, if you just have a full-blown unbelievable console that would just be a next generation after that. But
I mean, Xbox said Xbox said a streaming box. D-Bash, that is, I mean, you're technically right. It can already stream stuff. I don't think it'll be a dedicated streaming box ever until it's like 10 years old, 8 years old. But there's just a lot they can do with what they have. They're not doing. I
understand what Tim's saying there, and I just really disagree with it. I think that they're not going to come out with anything till 2029. I don't think that's happening. I think we'll get like a mid-gen refresh, and then 2029, then we'll get like a fresh break. I just think that's going to happen. I think they're going to coexist, and I think they can coexist, as we're seeing the Series S coexist with the Series X. And like I said, in theory, if they want to get rid of the Series S at that point, they could just make it stream only, and continue to support the Series X. After a certain amount of time, obviously, the Series X, and it's. Mid-gen
they
refresh.
can make it work. Yeah, I mean that's not the argument. They could, but will they? I don't know. Just the stuff that's coming out in the next couple of years, because I'm seeing it, and I'm seeing. Then go to PC if you need all the best of the best. That's always how it will be.
And that's what I feel like they're trying to push people towards. Honestly, if there is a mid-gen refresh, at that point, like, what are we doing? Like you said, we're not even using what's happening on the consoles right now.
But on PC,
but I just don't want to. This topic wasn't that interesting. I don't think.
Hold on a second though. This is the model. This is the same shit on PC. I have a 3090
the model
right
everywhere
now.
with phones and everything.
My 3090
can.
My 3090 can run a lot of shit. Most of the shit top settings. I'm still going out and getting a 4090. It's an option.
Yeah.
There's a market for this stuff. It's not going to hurt the Series X sales.
But you're already in that market, D-Batch. You're already on PC. That's where you prefer. You're in the market you like, and that works, and it's great, and it's actually a thing that is good in a way. But on console, when you're not using any of the features, you're not doing.
There's this is a new generation. There's console guys that don't really want to go to PC, but they want the option to have better performance.
I'm not saying I don't want better performance. I'm that guy you're talking about. I'm not saying. I'm just saying that if they release one without using the features they have, and they're fucking far from it, I would be really annoyed at that.
Are you gonna buy it?
I don't know. Probably.
You would,
but that doesn't mean I wouldn't be fucking annoyed by it.
Exactly. Like, they don't give a fuck about your annoyance. They give a fuck about your wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but I'm telling you, though, that if they give a fuck about their wallet, and building another chain of consoles is not cheap. It's not necessary. You still can't get the fucking ones you're looking for now. And yes, that's still an issue in a lot of places. So tell me, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. That's all I'm saying.
I think that if it's because they were talking about this whole generation's about performance. This whole generation's about the feel, right? Like, we want you to feel the game, and that's what they're saying. And Aaron Greenberg said that this generation is going to be, the standard is 4K 60. He literally said that's going to be the standard.
He didn't say 4K maybe at 60.
Maybe 60 FPS is going to be the standard.
Yeah.
And right now, a lot of games are running, like, especially now, are hitting that 30, which
not
is
well optimized.
It's just not no, and it's not well optimized. And then next year, if they still do that, and if these next mid refreshes do come out, I don't know, man. Like I think that's just going to be the model where once a console launches 4 years later, there's going to be something else.
You said it yourself. You need a fucking 4890 or a 3090 to run the game at 60 FPS stably, but that's not going to be a 3090 in power on a console. It's impossible for one.
Well, I mean, I'm running everything like that's running everything at ultra. Like if you can optimize it any way you want, and you can, like that's.
I'm
the
just
point,
saying
right?
though,
Like,
right? Like I don't think Series X has got a shit ton of settings turned off. Like the game looks really good. It's got ray tracing and everything. I think that it's just optimization. And you could literally turn the ray tracing off and get your frame rate stable. It's just a choice that was made on top of not optimizing an engine, on top of not leveraging features. These things add up, So,
but the point is
I'd
weren't
just
they
like to see
talking
my
about
money
hardware accelerated ray tracing? They were talking about ray tracing before the consoles came out. So now we're just talking about like turning that shit off.
Duh!
Like,
it's always been what we talked about. Turn it off.
I know that, but that's like
FPS.
fucking annoying. Isn't that annoying? Like something they advertised already is just like, well,
no, because it's still
60,
there
you gotta
if
turn
you
it
want
off.
it. Like, what do you mean? I want the option for 60. That's what I've been pushing since before they came out.
There should, no matter what, there should always be an option for 60. If you
Turn
want
ray tracing off, boom, we're there. Boom, play stale. Great.
It would need a little bit more than just turning off the ray tracing. It's pretty demanding. I think they'd have to lower the resolution for sure.
If it's hitting 45 with ray tracing, turning it off, you'd be fine.
I don't know if
it's the most demanding visual effect of all time. Turn it off, you're getting 15, 20, 30 frames easy.
Yeah, but what's the level of ray tracing? How,
God mode. Hey, Ashtray, by the way, says a mid-gen refresh on Xbox's side would be a complete waste of time and money. I would happen to agree, sir. Just my opinion. KY Vibe says, rest in peace, Optimus Code. He will be missed. Yeah, our hearts go out to Optimus Code's wife. We had him on the show. He was he liked to have fun on Twitter. A lot of people took that too seriously. I've always said that, but he was a really nice guy behind the scenes. And he did pass away. And I just wish I could at least talk to him again before that happened. But he was in the hospital, I think, for quite a while. But again, just hoping everything is okay with everyone over there. I just don't know enough about it to say much more.
And thanks to his wife for keeping us up to date with the information on him and the community and the people that followed him. It was really nice. And yeah, he's gonna be missed. Like Dealer said, he was a really nice guy behind the scenes, and y'all take this stuff way too seriously, man. Like behind the scenes, he was a lot of fun and he was a genuine person, man.
Yeah. His YouTube channel's still up. Actually, I think you can go check it out. I did want to talk about this so we can wrap things up here. The DualSense Edge controller pre-orders. They will actually begin next Tuesday, and it comes in at the price of $199.99. You've also got the replaceable stick modules. Those are $20.
That's pretty cool.
So is that $220 total? For everything?
I think so, yeah. And everybody was complaining about the price, but I'm like, man, that's actually like what the market is like for controllers.
Good price.
I mean, is it
like not a? Yeah, like the Elite controller was a shit ton of money. Like
what is it now though?
Like the Scuff controller was a lot of money.
The Elite core is like 135, 140, I think.
Yeah, because you're missing all the stuff. Right?
But if you get all the stuff, it's only 160 or something like that.
With the carrying case and the
I just bought both of these for my girl. So. I mean, it's far less than that for everything, and that's why I was like, sure? Is that 220 with everything, or
it's 180 for the Elite controller? The Elite series, it's 180 right now.
Yeah,
it's
180 with everything. Yeah, the Elite. I'm looking at it right now.
So
on the Xbox
that's
side.
what I said. 160, 175, close enough. So, yeah, this is 220, 40. What do you get extra? Are they giving you more stuff?
I don't know. Like I don't like the controller, so I didn't even fucking.
And you get the charging thing, right? That's what you get.
Do you get a power cable? What about a battery that lasts more than 4 hours?
Yeah,
nope, definitely not. Go fuck yourself.
That's the standard on every Xbox controller. That's not fair.
No, I'm just making fun of the PlayStation controller because the battery, you got to admit it. If you like the controller, it's irrelevant, but you got to admit the battery's still pretty bad on it.
Trash, man.
Is it removable?
I don't know if it's removable.
Well, you get haptic feedback. That's worth at least $500.
I don't know.
You get a case, you get swappable buttons, you get a cord, and go fuck yourself.
You get a power cord?
Yeah, you get a power cord.
You know what else has a power cord? The Game DVR. Jason Ronald finally went in there and did some tooling around and
really
and downgraded it to 1080p.
Oh no.
No. So basically with the newest Xbox update for insiders, you get a new Game DVR feature set. I guess it's 1080p and 720p, but they said, I guess this means you're getting rid of 4K. I'm not 100% on that yet, but they did say you get up to 30% more bit rate, which is really what makes the video footage look so good, to be honest. You could upload a 720p video. Yes, 720, it's pushing it, definitely. But if it's at a high bit rate, you're like, wow, this actually is serviceable, especially on a phone. 1080p at a 30% more bit rate. If they're talking about the bit rate from the 4K mode, the 4K mode ran at 23 meg per second bit rate. You're talking about a good little chunk of bit rate you're adding there, if that's what they're talking about. They're talking about the previous 1080p bit rate. That was only 10 meg per second. That's not acceptable. But that's why I feel like they're talking about the 4K bit rate from the previous DVR, because that's a downgrade in every single way. But, hopefully they're talking about the 4K one. So, yeah, the DVR, and then this is the biggest side kind of byproduct of this update. It is cool that you're getting that, but the real thing you should be excited about is that means the DVR might actually fucking work now, and it might not crash, and it might not have issues trimming clips or doing anything else. Hopefully they've thought about that. I'm sure they have. They've got it running properly again. That would be nice. And they're also adding a ask to join feature. So if somebody's in a game, you can basically ask them if you can join them through a button on their friends profile, which is cool. I don't know if that extends to parties. That would be nice, I guess. No one else can. Oh, none of y'all. All right.
I want them to.
It's about time.
I forget y'all. Yeah, there you go, Tim. Yeah.
You just kept going, and I was like, I'm gonna let him keep going.
No, I'm just telling you all the information so you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, ask to join. It's something different.
Yeah, listen, it's a nice update. I don't know if it's the update that we really wanted for the game DVR. I think one place where Sony outshines Xbox is their game DVR or whatever. I think they have a name for it. They do that very well on Xbox. We all know what happened with the game DVR. It worked, and then it stopped working, and then they said they were going to fix it, and they never fixed it.
It's been 3 years.
Right, yeah, we heard a lot. So I don't know if this is the update that I was really looking for.
It's like a half measure, yeah.
But hopefully it's better than it was, and like you said, alluded to, dealer. I remember you actually used to make videos out of it using that, you and Colt, and it got to the point where you couldn't even do it. You had to get just totally moved over to PC, and then it was a foregone conclusion.
I bought $400 capture card, yeah, because that DVR was not usable really.
Yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully, it's in a usable state now, but I don't know. That's the one. I don't have many gripes with the Xbox, but definitely a gripe that should be talked about is the game DVR.
Their software team needs to expand, because they haven't even really, in any kind of major way, updated the dashboard, or even. I mean, it doesn't even use like hardware acceleration for rendering clips. It doesn't seem like it's like stuck on the same thread count as the previous, because again, it's a back compat DVR previously from the One X, so everything runs and thinks it's on an Xbox One X. But now with this, at least they've made a pass. It seems like that the console actually knows it's a dedicated DVR for that, and maybe that'll come with better rendering times, or maybe you can just render it in the background. That'd be nice.
I just wish this isn't the only update they were talking about. Like, they were like, we're working on it, and it's like, this is it, and then that's it, and like they move on. Like, I'm gonna get so fucking irritated if that happens, because it is true. Like, we got capture cards, but I also just been capturing even Xbox clips on the PC because it just looks better. Like, or sometimes shit's muted, or sometimes it doesn't work. It's like, Jesus, what's going on, man? And I remember the PlayStation capture would like corrupt your USB flash drive.
Yep.
Like, there was a problem then, and then they fixed it. Like, they put up like a pretty damn good update on it, and it fixed it.
Took them a while, but they did, and their new DVR is really good. By the way, guys, just want to say thanks for joining us tonight, guys. We had about 1,200 people here. We do appreciate you and everything that you do for the show, and all the support is amazing. Hit the like button if you're leaving us. We're kind of ending the show now, and of course, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Support all these guys on the panel as well. Subscribe to their channels and stuff. And Zucker, I'm sorry to just stiff arm you there. We're doing outros, bitch. We got to go.
Do your thing, bro.
And obviously, seriously, best panel, especially when you guys are awake and alive and shit. But Tim, I'm glad you beat Scorn, man. I'm more looking forward to playing it more because of you. And I will probably try it again probably tonight or tomorrow. and I'll let you know what I think. But Tim, let people know where they can find you, buddy, and work. What have you been playing besides Scorn, or maybe you just been playing Scorn?
No, I've been playing a Madden. I'm on a franchise on the. I still got to buy the game, but I'm on the trial, which it's been actually I'm like 6 games in, so I'm using that until probably payday. I'm enjoying Madden. I'm enjoying NBA a lot. I think that it's really a great game. This, like you said, just the way they've improved so many things: the animations, the dunking, the way the game feels, the shooting feels real cool. So yeah, I've been playing that Scorn, and I have playing Deathloop somewhat, but kind of getting stuck on Deathloop. I'm going to go back to it. Kind of like it, but kind of not making enough progress where I'm kind of feeling good about it. But yeah, you can.
I know a lot of people that don't like that game.
It's a different type of game. Everyone says that you got to like stick with it, and you know you got to find out, like you got to really pay attention on certain things, because like there's like the people, the visionaries that you have to kill, you can only attack them at certain times, like afternoon, and there's little tidbits and things that you have to learn. But supposedly when it all comes together, I mean, Rand loved it, so. But yeah, it's for me, it's a lot of kind of trial and error, and I'm not making a progress like where I feel like I'm even touching. I mean, I got one of the visionaries, but I feel like I'm way behind. So I still got to play with that. But you can find me on Twitter, xCloud, TimDog, same as Xbox, on Xbox Live, whatever you want to call it, Xbox Network. Send me an invite, I'll accept.
We'll never call it Xbox Network, never. It's always Xbox Live.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, but overall, great show today, guys, and see you next week.
Yeah, somebody said that. Who was that? Somebody said that only X amount of people that played Scorn beat it. It's like, what do you expect, man? Like, of course, those ratios are going to be way lower when it's in the service like Game Pass. People are just willing to try a game so much more easily. And people turn that and they spin that percentage as a negative, but fuck, like, why don't you think of that as what it is? Yeah, hey, people got to try a cool game,
Exactly. The same percentage is the same percentage that Gears of God of War sells. So, you know what I mean? Like, if you consider the player
which is
base,
a good ratio for a platform, 10%, 12%, right? Or something like that. So, but I mean,
that's just people. Listen, when you actively trying to bash a game before playing it, that's kind of weird. At least play the game and see if you don't like it. Because I could see, I also can see Scorn being a big killer app or a very good app for VR. So it would be funny if that game came to, I could see the same people who are making fun of it, hyping it on VR down the road on PlayStation VR.
Tinder Hot XY. Where the fuck did these come from? I swear to God,
they're gone.
Like, how is this a thing? What organization or somewhere around the globe is sending these fucking things to chats? How often does this work? And how many did Riskit sign up for? Tell the truth. Shout out to Riskit, man. He's in the chat, man. Papa Smurf, Ace Out Gamer, Jedi Knight Peter, also got Xbox, Mr. Bushido, Umbra, Noof Nukem, I saw in the chat with Dreadpool, of course, moderator of the show. Thanks to the mods of the show, Boss My Lethal Papa as well. Capono, shout out to you. I see you in there every single week, man. Destruction, Babylon, it's not about the game. And Evan, sorry, man. Yeah, we started about 25 minutes late, and then, we're just kind of hit the end of the topic. So we do appreciate you stopping by, brother. Thanks for the thumbs up. And, hey, Hargeet, you didn't get to say as much as I would have liked. I would have just made it the Hargeet show, but no, I'm just kidding, Hargeet. I would do want to hear more from you. Do you have anything you want to say about like the last topic or anything that we didn't get you on that you maybe had an opinion on?
Yeah, so I guess the one thing that I would have an opinion on is this mid-gen refresh thing, which I'm kind of annoyed by. I don't want to do it. I think it's kind of annoying. But what I think is happening is PlayStation wants to do it, and then Microsoft has to respond.
Oh,
and so we're going to get freaking mid-gen refreshes, which sucks. But if they're going to freaking do it, then go all out. I want something with like freaking 30 G-flops and like 32 cores and 25 gigs or whatever of memory. Just go all out and make it $1,000.
Fuck it.
Because why the hell do we even need it? Like, and if you're going to do it, then make it a goddamn PC, make it $1,000, and give me something that's ridiculous.
And the case should be a barbecue grill.
Yeah.
Because that bitch will be on fire.
Why not?
But yeah, Hargy, tell people what you've been playing, brother, and where can people find you, man?
Yeah, so I've been basically catching up with what is leaving Game Pass. So I've been playing the stuff that's leaving. So I played The Good Life, Beacon Pines, because I just wanted to play that one. That one I don't think is leaving, but The Good Life, that was the last one that was leaving. And now with the new ones that are leaving, I started up Forgotten City, which for me at least it seems pretty cool. And that game, I guess, was kind of spawned out of the mods in Skyrim. So if somebody wants to check it out before it leaves, take a look. It's heading out at the end of the month. So yeah, that's what I've been playing.
And what's your credit card number? You want to give that out on the show? No, thanks for joining, Hargy, man. You're obviously here every week. Appreciate you, man. Risket says every one of them, girls are girls are girls. And we've also got Ashtray Boba in the chat, as well as Papa Baco, man. Shout out to him. He was picking pockets in 2K. It was fun. We got to play again soon. And I'm not just saying that like some people that say that. And obviously, Zauker, what have you been playing and where can people find you?
You know where you can find me as I choke. Holy shit. Sorry. You guys can find me on Twitter, Zalk87, YouTube Zalk87. And honestly, I've been playing a fuck ton of games. I've been playing Dante's Inferno on the Xbox, Series X. I've been playing Little Nightmares on there. I just started A Plague's Tale Requiem today. I actually really enjoying it. I enjoyed the first one a lot. I've beaten Days Gone. I beat that yesterday. I put 40 hours into it on PC. And then on the Steam Deck, I beat God of War from the PS2. I have it emulated on there. Fucking love it. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time. Enjoyed that. And then I beat Rise Son of Rome on the Steam Deck also. I think I beat that game like 3 times now. I love Rise Son of Rome. It's such a good game. So there's a lot of games going on, and I've still been playing that game Brotato. I know it's fucking weird, but God, that game is so good. So there's just a lot of gaming going on, man. And then for the next week, I'm gonna be playing A Plague's Tale. I'll jump into Scorn again since Tim basically, Dick Drip sucked it off. So I'll talk about. I'll play that. I'll play that a little bit. And
is that
then
why you choked?
Yep, I choked because I was so shocked.
Stupid.
And then I'll play Gotham Knights. I can't wait for Gotham Knights. I'll be playing that on PC.
No one will ever 60 frames you again.
Hell no.
Fuck.
But yeah, man. There's just a lot of games, man. Just keep playing them. Finally they're coming out, and then Call of Duty's coming out this week too, so I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm buying Callisto Protocol 5 times because of that tweet, which was a direct shot at
it's such a shitty
Warner Brothers.
Pieces of shit. They're like, hey bitch.
It will have a performance mode because we have common sense. KY Bob, by the way, says keep in mind that Microsoft are in bed with AMD, so Sony. For a mid-gen refresh, it will be on an APU, right? How close are they to NVIDIA? They're not close to NVIDIA really right now, and that's on the desktop class stuff. In APU, they're definitely not going to get anywhere near that kind of power anytime soon, I wouldn't imagine. But again, that's just my opinion, guys. D-Batch, what have you been playing and where can people find you, bud?
I'm playing Spider-Man on remastered on PC. I started up Plague's Tale. It's pretty good, man. Like I said, I'm really enjoying that game. The graphics, I can't wait to dig in more into that game. And there's so many games coming out. Call of Duty's coming out. Gotham Knights is coming out. Tomorrow, Uncharted Collection comes out on PC. So I'm going to have a lot of content on the channel, displaying these games. Hopefully I get my 4090 in time so I can display that as well. And I'm just going to have lots of comparisons on the Xbox and just some good content. Finally, I'm coming back to YouTube. Just was nothing I really wanted to talk about for the longest time. And finally, we're getting some games now. So there's some stuff for me to do. So I'm excited, man. So yeah.
There's also a game, Warhammer Shootas, Bloods and Teeth, a Warhammer 40K side scroller coming out on October 20th, I think. That game looks fucking insanely fun. It's small little one. It's Warhammer. I like Warhammer stuff. And it looks just stupid, bro. Like, just people check it out. Trust me, it looks insane.
Yeah, the Warhammer lore is. We had a guy in the party the other day giving us all kinds of weird details. It's pretty in depth. By the way, if you haven't, consider subscribing. Hit the like button and check out my last video. Shout out to everyone that did. I put a lot of time in that video. I don't even know how.
Who's the dude that was talking about Warhammer with you guys?
I don't remember. Zucker. He was. One probably remembers. He said he's his best friend. But yeah, thanks for supporting the show. I'm multitasking. I got to jump out of here. And of course, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Shout out to everyone who supports the show. We are out.
Later, everybody.
Hey,
Peace.
hit the like button.
Yeah, that like button.
Yeah.